26. New notification. New broadcasting. Eastern College Football 26. New notification. Game invitation sent.
I had to get on the kids right quick, bro. Bro, I swear, bro. Damn. Yeah.
The time has come to make a move. If you want to get into the college football playoff, you've got to win big games right now. And we have a clash of ranked opponents coming up in this one. Welcome, everyone, to the shores of the Tennessee River, Neyland Stadium, home of the Volunteers. As we'll see, a playoff team from last year, the Oklahoma Sooners, taking on the 19th ranked team in the land, the Tennessee Volunteers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, here with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get this thing rolling. The Sooners will kick it away to start us off. And he's not going to take the touchback. Tackled at the 24 and almost breaks even, but the yardage he would have gotten with a touchback. Looking downfield on first down. Just too much mustard on that one. Can't miss the target that badly. I wonder how much fun this is for him. The head coach
Fuck
trying
you
to
ran
take
into
down
him,
the
bro.
old alma mater across the way.
Yeah, I think these are always mixed emotions and how you feel about this, playing your old squad. Like, it's something about it, I'm sure, that's nostalgic, and all the memories probably come flooding back. But there's also a competitive element, Palmer, that you want to beat this squad. Like, this is the next team in your way for you accomplishing your goals and dreams.
Yeah, he's probably experiencing the emotional spectrum coming into this game, but make no mistake.
Breaks into the open. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38.
Nice job by the running back, catching the football and understanding where the first down marker was. I got to go get that first down. Did a nice job of it.
It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Looking to throw on first down. Here comes the heat. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming. I know you want to go to this guy because he's made so many plays for you, but when he's doubled, surely somebody else has a much easier play to make.
And it might not be the stud that he is, right? Like, I might not find another guy that's a baller like him, that's a playmaker, but now I got one-on-one matchups elsewhere that I got to go take advantage of. If they're going to double cover him, I'm going to take advantage of some matchups somewhere else.
Wants to go up top. He wants to take the top off.
Why the fuck you throw it like that, bro?
His fingers incomplete. That would have been a huge game.
Noodle arm man.
Well, that just shows you how much this quarterback trusts his baller wide
The
receiver.
hell?
He was double covered on that play, and still the QB tried to force it over to him.
Now facing a 3rd and long. Might be changing the route. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Fires to the middle. And a missed opportunity on 3rd down as the defense knocks it free, and 4th down is coming up.
As a quarterback, this is going to be a very tough game. You're going up against one of the top 20 units in the entire country. They know who your primary target is. They're going to be keying on him just like they did that last time, forcing the incompletion.
Kick is in the air. He'll field the punt and see what he can get. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. Scanning the field, it's Lagway. Just a short pass to the tight end. Getting closer and closer to midfield, out of bounds. They'll mark it at the 47.
Well, the tight end shows off his speed. See his ability there to separate from the defender trying to cover him on that drag route.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Off the play fake. The give to the tailback. Runs through a tackle. And there were some collisions in there, and the D finally stops him short of the marker. The Sooners will bring the punt team onto the field. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. Not going to get a chance to field that one, and the punt will bounce out of bounds. touchdown time in Tennessee. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had
Damn,
Yeah,
bro.
they did, and David, they're just going to
No
have
way
to
you
do a
missed
better
that
job this
block
time
like that.
around, erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack them.
Now what they had in mind to start this drive, here comes 2nd and 13. Looking to fire. Rushes on him. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And that's a really good job by this defense. A complete defensive effort. When the back end makes the quarterback hold the football a little longer than he wants to, and then the pass rush gets home, hits him, and forces the incompletion.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Makes the grab on the right. Lots of room to run. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown ball. That touchdown grabbed the 25th of his career.
Not surprising either. When you've got this guy's ability at that position, quarterbacks are going to be looking for you. 25 touchdown catches, that's an impressive thing.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys that have been so big time. Big time moments, clutch plays, makes those contested catches. He's a guy that can do everything, and that's why he's putting up such great stats.
And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? And here he comes out of the end zone. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. Here comes the Sooner offense back onto the field. They went 3 and out on their first possession. Now to see if they can be more productive this time around. He's going to fire deep. Oh, right through his hand. They came out attacking, wanted to impose their will, and they missed a big chance on that one.
This defensive coaching staff, they love their secondary, and they love the matchups they have. They believe they've got 5 guys at least back there that can cover one-on-one. You saw a great example of it there on 3rd down, forcing the incompletion.
Oh, he loves to fire downfield. Turning it on. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline.
Looks to me on that deep ball like he was forcing it a little bit. You got to be careful as a quarterback. You're not trying to outduel the other guy who just threw a touchdown pass. You're just trying to win the game. So just execute the plays. The ball goes to who it's designed to go to. If that means you got to turn around and hand it off, then that's what you got to do. But I think on that last deep ball, he'd be forcing it.
And that is not where you want to miss. You do not want to miss high over the middle. A lot of that times that turns into an interception. He doesn't get that, but he's got to lower that football and give his receiver a chance to make a play on it.
Throws to the wideout. He's got an open man. Defense needs to regroup as he gets it down to the 26. And they just want to give this guy a chance to make a play on 3rd down. And more times than not, he is going to deliver.
And he's so good, so efficient, such a good route runner, got the speed, got the complete game. So you definitely want to highlight him, and especially on those downs that matter the most. If something's not open quick underneath.
Throws toward the end zone. Touchdown, Oklahoma. Snagged in the end zone to give them 6. Setting up for the extra point and the tie.
And a really nice job understanding I got to get to that gap where there's a little bit of open space in the middle of the field when I run that post route. QB lays it out for him, and he catches it, gets 2 feet in bounds, in the end zone, touchdown.
Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Tennessee offense. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. Wants to throw on first down. Makes the grab. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moving forward just a few.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver. And you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. Another big play on the outside, and that's the thing that historically has gotten Rocky Top rolling.
Yeah, so much fun to watch playmakers outside that they can run by you and go make big plays. Opens up the whole field, the whole offense, and this Orange fan base goes absolutely bananas.
Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
They just have not been able to
Right,
get
bro,
this
he
guy
just bulldozed
going. They've
him, bro.
thrown to him over and over again here in the first quarter, and
Fuck.
QB and him just not able to link up. The defense knew that was where this guy was going to be looking, but these two, they've got to go.
Oh, he's got some space. Nice pickup on the ground there. They'll
Grant him, fuck out.
first down. The Volunteers in the hurry up.
And after giving up a long run defensively, they don't have a chance to substitute now. They've got to get ready to go because the offense is going tempo.
Grabbed over the middle. It's Smith. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground covered to pick up the first. The Vols can really attack on this second and short. Back to pass. Then as he throws, complete in the middle. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the first down.
Fires to the wideout. Can't hold on. He had it right down the middle, and he flat dropped it.
And this defense, we know they present a lot of challenges. You can see it right there, man. They shrink windows fast. They're a top 25 defense for a reason. You really better make sure you're dialed in today, or else they can make you pay in a hurry.
Here's a heat.
Fuck.
Taking it the other way. Past the 30, the 20, inside the 10, and he's going to take it all the way. Touchdown Sooners.
What an incredible individual effort by that big fella there. And Dave, you know, it's funny, I've been hearing more and more about how these D linemen are the best athletes on the field.
I present to you Exhibit A. Look at the big fella. Not only does he make the catch, okay, so I can be a DB, I can be a wide receiver, I can catch it. I got the ball in my hands, guess what else I am? I'm a running back. I take that thing all the way back to the house. Exhibit A, the best athletes on the football field.
Opening play of this drive comes from the 13-yard line. Looking to throw on first down.
Damn, bro. Y'all not blocking nobody, bro.
Well, the offensive line has got to give him at least a little bit of time to survey the field. He had no chance that time, getting hit almost immediately after he got the ball.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down.
What the fuck?
Wants to go up top. Looking to the big tight end. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on second down. Now it's third down. It would have been a high-level play, but it's a play this quarterback expects to be able to make when he has a guy open.
And these quarterbacks start practicing doing 7-on-7 and having quarterback coaches when they're like 7 years old, 8, 9 years old now. So even when they don't have wide open wide receivers, you still expect them to put that ball in there and make it happen.
How about the zip this junior put on that ball to pick up the first down?
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on third down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is. You saw it right there on that.
And the Volunteers in a good spot here with second and short. Looking to fire. And the defense got him at the 27. We're through one, and what a back-and-forth battle between these two quarterbacks as we look at the stats. So they go back to work after the break, and it is third down. He's looking downfield to throw. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
Oh, you know what time it is when the defense gets that stop on third down. Fist up in the air. Nice job getting to the quarterback, putting some pressure on him, hitting him, forcing the incompletion. Fourth down, baby.
This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return. Gets a little bit of ground for the offense. Here comes the Oklahoma offense. And what a drive that was the last time they had it. Basically the length of the field. Much better starting point this time. Back to pass. It's Wk5. Quick completion on the out. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
QB, excellent location on that throw. Out route against man coverage, you cannot miss. If you throw that behind, that might be a pick six. So nice job by the quarterback with his accuracy.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Quickly out to the tight end. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. They saw that blitz coming, and the way to get out of it is find the tight end.
Yeah, how quick did he see that, too? Sees the blitz, understands this is a matchup where I got my big tight end, the big fella I trust. I'm going to find that matchup, get him the football for the first down.
And a good, solid pickup for the defense. Cuts him down.
QBs that can run completely change your game. I mean, every single bit of it. You have to understand, now as a pass rusher, I got to keep him in the pocket. I got to understand all the zone read concepts and power read, the jet read, all the different things they can do to you. So you're having a guy back there at the helm that can run the football. You better be alert of it from the first play to the end of the fourth quarter.
Finds his man. It's Fields. Crosses the 30 to the 29 before he stopped. Pick up a 5 on the play. It's a first down.
You coming into this game, if they throw completions and get first downs, that's when they like to change up the tempo and go fast. You're seeing it here.
They make the stop, and he got work done on the ground, picking up 6 to the 23. And the Sooners with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Back to pass. Going for it all. And he got a hand on it to knock it down in the end zone.
I like the play call there. I know it falls incomplete, but you're in the defensive side of the field right now, and you're going back to the guy that's already scored a touchdown for you. This guy has stepped up. He's made a play. So if I'm on offense, I keep throwing him the football.
The noise reverberating off the checkerboards in Neyland on third down. He leaves it with his back. Only able to pick up a yard before he stopped, and now it's 4th and 3. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. This is makeable field goal range here, but it looks as if they'll go for it on 4th down. On 4th down, going to the air. Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. Desperately wanted to keep the ball, but they did not.
Man, that is a big-time drop right there. 4th down, opportunity to catch it, maybe get the first down. That is tough to swallow, but as a QB, I got to walk over to him and say, listen, dude, we're going to need you later on. I still believe it.
And he'll lose yardage on this play. Loses 2 yards. Great job by the defense.
And this offense on first down, man, they go backwards. And they've built a deficit, and they've been sluggish. And they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
Wants to fire on second down. Unloads.
What kind of pass was that, bro? Yeah, you got to get benched. Don't worry, get that back. You need that back. What you get? You got to go, bro. You got to go, bro. Getting benched. You killing.
It's fortunate to fall on that one, and they'll live to fight another play.
Out of all the ways to get a first down, that's how the offense chose to do it. I mean, make the mistake, throw the interception, Palmer, but heads-up play, force the fumble, and recover it. First down.
And, David, you know the quarterback's counting his lucky stars. That was a bad decision. That should be the defense's ball. Luckily, they fumble it. His teammates get it back to give him another chance.
They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. Behind the chains now on second and long. The offense changing the play. To the air on second down. Makes the catch. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch.
Out routes are very much about timing. It's got to be a quick, decisive movement from the quarterback. As soon as he sticks that foot in the ground, you know he's breaking out. Throw it right now so he can go make you a play. Great pitch, great catch.
And this will be incomplete.
Damn, bro, my line ain't blocking no goddamn body, bro.
I think for the quarterback, he's going to have to be so good with his eyes in this game. Going up against one of the best defenses in the country, you've got to look guys off, especially when you're trying to throw to your primary target like he was on that last one.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down.
I gotta block somebody, bro. Damn.
The give on the inside. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Ball's at the 47. They're looking at a third down and short. From the gun, wants to pass. Caught near the sticks. It's Smith. They've got it inside the 40 and the 30.
He ain't getting no separation on man. What the fuck going on? Damn.
This guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
When you run those drag routes, it just takes a little bit of know-how. And when I say that, receivers got to understand, find space. My quarterback's going to find me. He's looking for that space at the same time. Nice throw, nice catch. Way to get the first down.
And the Vols have it with a 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on first down. Finds space on the right. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
How nice is it for the quarterback knowing he's got a tight end that can get down the field vertically on the cornerback? You know, if you just put it anywhere near this guy, with his long arms, he's going to pluck the football. He did it right there.
They've moved to the 16. It's 1st and 10. To the air on first down. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Sick of that shit, bro.
Has not been able to find a way.
Ain't touch nobody.
Rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here.
And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Tennessee.
This has been a back-and-forth battle with a lot of football left to go. Really nice job executing on that rushing touchdown. If they get this extra point, this thing is all tied up.
They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. They'll give it to the back. Got to be smart, patient, great vision, uses all of that to get to the 29.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20 yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
He's going to let one fly down the middle. He's got it at the 20. Touchdown, Oklahoma! A great catch and run for 6.
Man, I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. I tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
He's going to take a chance from midway in his end zone. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Looking downfield on first down. Quickly to the tight end. And they pick up just a few on that completion. The hurry up now, second down, clock ticking. Wants to go up top. Shoots it to the
What kind of pass is that?
And they ruin an early drive with the turnover.
And I like the aggressiveness.
Oh.
I understand you're down. You know, right before the half, you want to go get some points, but you can't turn the football over here. Now you've set the other team up in a position to maybe get more points as the first half's winding down.
Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Back to throw. It's Wk5. Got a man. It's Thomas. There he goes. And he's brought down after a nice gain. How about the zip this junior put on that ball to pick up the first down?
Well, this offense told us coming in they were going to challenge this secondary early and often. They were going to use their speed to their advantage and take advantage of this quarterback's touch and arm talent. And already in the second quarter, they've got over 200 yards thrown.
Throw into the end zone, and it's picked off.
When you get in the red zone, you can see as a defense, you get your drops really quickly, and you get your eyes on the quarterback. You try to read his eyes and break on the football. It's such tight windows to throw in. Great job by the defender breaking the ball, creating the interception.
A lot of real estate in front of them as the drive starts at their own 6. Looking to throw on first down. He tosses one high and deep.
Oh, shit. I didn't even see him, bro.
It's picked off. Got some room to run. The tag.
I didn't even see him.
And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great
On
return
the
to give
screen.
the offense tremendous field position.
Well, that's a huge moment here in the game at the end of the first half because the offense is trying to march down the field. They're trying to cut into the opponent's lead. But with that interception and with that return, the defense now, they put their team in an opportunity to pad their lead with more points here at the end of the first half.
Big guy smells it. He's all the way down to the 2-yard line. Just spectacular execution there.
And this offense shows they will be aggressive. On first and goal, they get the completion. Listen, games come down to executing in the red zone. This is a big spot.
They moved him forward to the 2. Now it's second and goal. Looks as if he's going to run it. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown Sooners.
And that's just a fantastic job of executing the 2-minute type situation by this offense. Something you practice all week long for end of half and end of game. Quarterback, really nice job. Good job by the staff, too, getting the plays in quickly so they could get them to the line of scrimmage and get going. And it's them scoring that touchdown with seconds to go here in the first half, piling onto their lead. That gives them tremendous confidence heading in at halftime.
And in the final seconds of the first half, they'll send out the field goal unit. And he had just enough to will that one home.
Ooh, that bitch.
Into that lead is now 28-17. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The Volunteers will move away to start the second half. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Time for this Sooner offense to go back to work. As they get ready to start this third quarter, think how big the lead might be if they'd taken care of the ball.
Well, the game might be over, Reese, but if you're on defense right now, you've gotten a couple turnovers early, and you're saying, okay, we're going to need to keep this up. We got to stay aggressive for us to have a chance to win this game, but we believe we can do it.
Yeah, you've already done it, so of course you're going to believe it. Keep playing fast, keep playing physical, and then tell your offense, hey, we need a little help over here. Can you help us out and put some points on the board?
Looking to throw, it's Flagway. Fires to the big fella. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3. Really good concept there to get things going and use the tight end early.
Yeah, I mean, just such a great job on the first down, setting up an easier second down. Understanding I don't always have to push the ball down the field, but see the tight end, make the throw. No, it's not a big game. It makes life really...
Bro, pick the ball off, bro. You want to knock the ball down.
Explode on that one, and they've got it down to the 22. The Sooners will have it 1st and 10.
Damn. Where the fuck you going,
Lost
bro?
a throw on 1st down. Grab behind the line. It's 4. Shakes off the defender. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. When you're dealing with the big tight end, you better get a bunch of hats around the football.
And here's the thing, Reese. These used to be big, slow tight ends. Now these guys are absolute freaks. They're so good. You can split them out wide. You can put them in the formation. They can do so much. And you see after the catch, hard to get to the ground.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. This crowd knows they have to bring it in big moments, and one of those has arrived. Lost to throw again. Looking for the score. Just about had the pick in the end zone. Instead, it'll be 4th down. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. So they'll send out the field goal unit. He splits the uprights, and that will extend their lead even further. They were able to get a field goal on the board, and now they'll kick it away.
And you want a touchdown, and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he'd just taken a knee in the end zone. Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, at this point in the game,
He's going to throw deep right side. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just
Dropped the ball.
this quarterback has been struggling to find a rhythm in his game so far. Didn't have a ton of success in the first half, so here he is trying to ignite the offense with a deep shot, but they're not able to come away with the completion.
And it'll be incomplete.
Yeah,
This
and he
is a
dropped it.
physical pass defense.
No question where this quarterback is going to be trying to go with the football in this game, right? He's looking for his big play wide out, and the defense knows it. They had him double covered that time.
3rd down, and this offense is already in a world of trouble. They could really use a conversion, not to mention multiple scores. From the gun, wants to pass. Takes a hit as he fires. And trying to put points on the board on 3rd down. Now they're staring at 4th down.
Oh,
there's nothing
Oh, Ron, do better, bro.
In a defense period that pressure the quarterback, that gets hits on him, that make him feel uncomfortable.
Give me some kind of time, bro.
And you get everybody really, really quiet. That's a great feeling.
And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Halfway there on 1st down and 2nd and 5. Trying play action. Throws to the wideout. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. He'll try to take it back. He's at the 30. Past the 10. And it's going to be a pick 6. Touchdown, Volunteers!
And this is exactly what you dream about for a defense. Forcing the big turnover, making the pick, and then putting points on the board yourself. Great play by the defense.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Hey, fellas, here's a quick update on a top 25 clash today. Rutgers is currently working from behind, but how many times have we said that and then witnessed something special happen? This time of year, you just never know. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Mississippi State. We'll keep you posted on things in this game that's sure to shake things up in the Pac-12, guys.
And how about that one, Kevin? We'll be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Leaves it with the running back. That may not look like a huge run, but they'll take it as it gets them up to the 24. The Sooners want to crank the tempo. Looking to take a shot. And he throws his 3rd pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there.
Well, the good news is after that 2nd pick of the 3rd quarter now for this guy, they're still winning the game, but they are living dangerously right now. And they can't expect to hold on to that. This guy keeps making bad decisions like we've seen here now, first period of the 2nd half.
Man, it's got to be frustrating because you always talk about taking care of the football, and you've got to lead in the 2nd half. You need your quarterback to play smart.
The Vols with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. Close to the marker, it smothers. And the completion gives him a fresh set of downs and keeps this drive moving.
Well, look, this quarterback has struggled a little bit in this game with interceptions. Maybe he was being too greedy early on. That time made a real good decision. I'll tell you what, that's a nice catch by the running back because that ball's in the air a long time. You're throwing it all the way out to the flat like that. You look like a receiver making that catch and getting extra yards.
Looking to throw on 1st down. And it was worth going for a chop play, but the long pass is incomplete.
Man, that is going to haunt this quarterback. He had his receiver running a deep route. He was open, and the QB overthrew. Man, that sucks.
Lofts one high and deep. Brings it down on the right side. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, and they'll have it 1st and goal. And the Volunteers are moving quickly down the field. From the gun, he'll try to throw. Fired that thing out in a heartbeat.
Damn, bro.
Timing has got to be so
I ain't no time for nothing.
Throw the ball down close like that. They didn't have great timing on that one.
And the D deny them on 2nd and goal.
No time for nothing, bro. Damn.
They just keep firing. Into the end zone. Pass is broken up. Incomplete as they were trying to strike for 6.
Man, I like the response by this defense. They've given up some yards, gotten all the way down here near the goal line. But 2 straight plays, 2 straight incompletions, now forcing a 3rd down. They'll be happy to get out of this drive with just 3 points.
It falls Incomplete. He was trying to find his man for 6.
And this offense put together a pretty good drive, man, but man, did they stall out. 3 straight incompletions, trying to find something that would work, but this defense, they stood up after giving up some yards and really finished this drive well.
Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Here's the snap, looking to throw. And he's on his way. He'll go all the way. Touchdown ball!
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. And he'll bring it out of the end zone. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Here come the Sooners ready to go on offense. That touchdown lead they had has disappeared, and now we have a whole new ball game as they start the drive. The screen, he's got wheels. Brought down at the 25 after he picked up 10.
When you play zone coverage and you got a wide receiver that's a beast, it becomes very, very difficult. Got to make sure I play physical and maybe even shade the side of the wide receiver having a lot of success.
To the air, it's Lagway. Fires to the wideout. Complete downfield. They got him free for a big gainer to the 43.
Well, he's able to make it easy after that catch, and I think his speed is something that just scares DBs to death. You think about great Oklahoma receivers recently, guys like C.D. Lamb, Sterling Shepard, Hollywood Brown.
Stay out of there.
The 20. He's at the touchdown, Oklahoma. And that one will give him the lead. Aggressive, man. This offense does not want to waste any time. They try to score quickly. 3 passing touchdowns in this game. And he's going to bring this one out. He stopped at the 23, a couple yards short of where he would have been with a touchback. Opening play of this drive will come from their own 23. The lone back's got it. Picks his way and gets 4 out to the 27. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Looking to fire. Finds his big tight end. They got him free for a big gainer down to the 43.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field, and they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this up.
Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback.
Crazy, bro. Y'all ain't touched nobody.
When it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really
bro,
has to sell the fake.
nobody.
You can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot.
And the Vols have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. He wants to change this route. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Fires to the big fella. They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit to the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up.
Yeah, and 3rd and short, they choose not to run, throw the football, and I think a lot of that has to do with they know they're in field goal range. They can take the 3 points on the board.
Just enough time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. On fourth down, they're taking to the air. Unloads to the wideout. Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. A
Drop the ball.
decision to go for it on fourth down and one that did not pay off. Plenty of time for one more snap before the end of the quarter.
Drop the ball.
Back to throw. It's Flagway. Keeping his eyes downfield, rolling left. The pass falls incomplete, and that'll be the final play of this quarter. And talk about spreading the ball around, everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. So the final period starts with a second down play. Quarterback will keep it. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. And the Sooners want to move quickly. On the move. Pass the sticks and still
Who
on
the
his
fuck
feet.
is that?
Oh, he ruins the big gator with a fumble. And they put it on the deck, but it gets out of bounds to avoid the turnover.
Well, they got a really nice drive going on offense. They're on their opponent's side of the field, but you're not going to come away with any points if you turn it over. They've got to do a better job of ball security. Very, very lucky that ball went out of bounds.
The Sooners just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. Looking to buy time. Unleashes to the end zone. Touchdown Sooners! And they take it in for 6 more points. If they can just hang on, they might be able to notch their first victory of the season. And after that last touchdown toss, look out, Baker Mayfield record could be going down for single-game touchdown passes.
Yeah, and you think of all the great quarterbacks and the records that they put up with the Sooners, man. It's impressive. And this guy having himself a day, spreading the ball around, touchdowns palooza. What a nice day.
Looks like he's going to bring it out. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. Things had not gone the way they had planned, but maybe an opportunity to salvage this bumpy ride so far and avoid the upset. Rolls, the defense is wide open. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down.
Well, you're down 2 possessions. The defense knows you're going to take shots, so it's not going to be easy. But how about that explosive play and a 50-50 ball? Guy comes down with it, and that is perfect. You've got to score quick and get the ball back quickly here to win this game.
And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And this is a tough time for this offense because you're in passing mode. You're in comeback mode. And what is that? The defense knows that. Like, they're pinning their ears back. They're coming after the quarterback. And you've already struggled protecting your guy today and creating those explosive plays. This offense
Fires deep toward the end zone. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. This quarterback desperately wants to make a chunk play, but they're going to be deepest to deepest, widest to widest. He's got to be patient.
No doubt. Situational football is probably one of the most underrated, untalked about things, like understanding the situation. I have the lead. They have to take shots down the field. I'm going to play pass. I got to rush the passer. I got to keep him in the pocket. All those things come into play throughout this game.
That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down. No signs of any kind of kicker as they'll leave the offense out there to try to move those chains. On fourth down, they'll try to throw it. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose.
Wow, bro.
But it won't matter
wow, bro.
On downs. Desperately wanted to convert on fourth down, but couldn't do it.
Wow, bro.
Oklahoma offense defense will go back to work. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep plowing it on until they find an answer.
Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Looking for a man. It's Lagway. Swings it out to his running back. Brought down at the 38. It's a pickup of 10 and a 1st down.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete.
This offense isn't calling the dogs off in this game. We're here late. They're still taking shots, and a big reason why is how good this quarterback has been all game long. 4 touchdown passes. He's reading the defense. He's playing in rhythm. He's throwing on time. He's been accurate. And late in the game, they're still letting him take shots.
Turning it on. He's finally stopped, but not before he takes it into the red zone. They'll mark it at the 18.
Really impressed with the running back. His stats haven't been great, right? Every yard has been hard to come by, but these are some of the best runs we've seen in the game by him, and it's happening at the most important time here in the 4th quarter.
They get him on the ground, but not before he drives it to the 10-yard line.
I think you have to like what you see if you're the coaching staff here. Your offense is on the field, and it looks like you got a pretty good drive going, and you're just going to try and keep this thing marching, keep the clock ticking. You've got a really nice lead here late. Just want to find ways to keep the chains moving. They're doing it.
Stop at the 3, but it'll be enough to give them a 1st and goal. The Sooners pounded the rock to move the sticks. Now back to work. He'll keep it himself. Touchdown, Oklahoma! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. As they push that lead out, a really good opportunity to get back in the win column.
The defense has got to do a better job of taking the most dangerous man. That's the guy with the football in his hands. Force him to do something with it. You can't just let him keep the ball and go score.
And he's not going to take the touchback. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. So here is the Tennessee offense. Weeks like this are tricky, but you have to respond better than they have, and I would expect they'll take a major hit in the rankings next week. Catch in the middle, it's Jackson. He'll get a fresh set of down, stopped at the 31-yard line. The Volunteers are in the hurry-up.
I know a lot of people don't like to prevent yourself from winning, but when I'm up by 3 scores in the 4th quarter, I am not giving up a single big play. I'm letting you check it down, throw it in front of me. I'm going to tackle you. I'm going to let that clock tick because I am up and that clock is running out.
What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Back to pass. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground covered to pick up the 1st.
And defensively, this is exactly what you want, right? You got the big lead, so you can play big zone coverages. Just keep the ball in front of you. Keep your eye on the quarterback. Rally to the football. Gang tackle. And you're going to win this game.
Catch in the middle, it's Smith. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47. The Vols are on the move. 3rd down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
Yeah, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmys and the Joes. And when
He's going to let one fly down the middle. Oh,
Bro, I'm so tired of this nigga, bro.
The ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
And it's just been frustrating to watch the inconsistency of this guy at QB, man. You've got to be able to stay in rhythm in an offense, to stay ahead of schedule. And he's had a moment, and he threw a touchdown pass, but
catch the ball, man.
Consistency.
I know y'all young and shit, but catch the ball, man.
Delivering it to him and keeping this offense on schedule.
And they couldn't make the connection on the long shot.
The defense is in great position right now because they've got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter. They know the offense has to take shots to try to get themselves back in the game, so they're calling their coverages accordingly, and there was nowhere to go with that football. Really nice job by the defense being in position to force the incompletion.
What?
Misses again. It's incomplete, and that's 3 in a row.
At this point of the game in the fourth quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass, and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in coverage.
Down in the fourth quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Snagged in the middle, it's Jackson. They ripped off a big one, and they get it down to the 27. And the Volunteers with the 1st and 10.
Well, you got to give this quarterback a ton of credit because he showed tremendous confidence on that throw. That wasn't just...
Lets it fly deep downfield. And they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big-time play. So now it's 2nd and long.
Well, they take a shot down the field. It's another incompletion. It's really been that kind of story. This defense has made this guy earn it every single play. Really small windows to throw into. 1 touchdown pass. That's a little bit surprising. You thought maybe they'd have more in this game.
Man, do I love being a defensive lineman in games like today when you know you got to go get the quarterback. Like, they're down on the other side. They have to throw the football. Only chance they have to get back in. I'm playing the pass every time, pinning my ears back, and going to get the quarterback.
He's missed 3
Niggas can't catch the ball, bro. Too many drops.
2 minutes now left in this one, and time is running short if they want to find a way to pull this one out. Down by multiple possessions, you can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on 4th down. Looking left. Oh, he dropped it. Just look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. They thought they had a good plan, but it did not work. First play of this drive comes from the 27. They want that clock to run. These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34.
You got to give the coaching staff credit because they really do focus all season long on situational football. With the lead late in the game, if we're on offense, we're trying to stay in bounds. We're trying to bleed the clock. And after ripping off a really nice run, that guy knew, I've got to get down. I cannot get pushed out of bounds, cannot get tackled out of bounds. Really, really nice job.
Now from the 40, it's 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. Coming into this one, we wondered whether these guys were a little bit overrated, and certainly they did nothing to dispel that.